How's it going, everybody? It's Travis from Swifter Fly Tying here, and today we'll be tying an ostrich scud in olive. So what you're going to need to tie this fly is your olive thread. I'm using uni thread in a darker olive. This is 6/0 waxed, and then you'll need your ostrich herl, obviously. And then you can use either your UV resin for the back, or you can use clear plastic for the top back shell part. And then lastly, you're gonna need your for the rib, you can use 3X monofilament line. This isn't a green, but you can also use clear. Clear looks good as well. Alright, to start this fly, we're going to start right behind the eye of the hook and wrap all the way back down, almost to the end of the shank. Alright, cut off your tag end here, wrap all the way back. And then now we can tie in our monofilament, and I've cut off myself probably a 4 or 5 inch piece here. So we can tie that in. I usually go almost all the way to the head or to the eye of the hook, and then start off with loose wraps and make it tighter as we go down. And I want this to stay on the top of the shank, like so. And once we get almost to the top, a little past the midpoint of the shank, we can cut off our tag end and then do loose wraps all the way down back to the end of the shank. Secondly, we will select a good luscious piece of ostrich herl, preferably one herl that looks big, like this one. Pull that right off, take off the end stem, and then tie that in. Alright, now lastly, lastly, we're going to use our plastic bag, and it's just any plastic bag that you get materials in. Cut off a piece 1 by 1 in diameter, 1 inch by 1 inch in diameter. Why'd I say diameter? That doesn't make any sense. Just make your shell back, and then cut it probably 1/2 centimeter wide, like so. I dropped that piece. Yeah, we'll just cut off another one here. Like that. That's even a little much. You can trim it up as you go on though. And I usually cut in a point like this, so it's easier to tie in. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that a little bit. Just a little big. Alright, and now we're just gonna tie that in at the end here. Loose wraps, preferably a pinch wrap, like so. Hang on, I gotta figure this out. Alright, yeah, we're just going to do it this way. That looks good. Tie it all the way down and then tie it all the way almost to the end of the shank. And then you're going to bring your thread all the way back to the eye of the hook. And now what you're going to do is take your ostrich herl and wrap it close wraps all the way to the front, or to the eye of your hook, all the way up the shank. And if you want it to look bigger, or if you just want to use more herl, you can do this multiple times. It just takes longer and it's a little more tedious, but I usually do it just once. I think it looks fine. Alright, now once we're up to almost we're right behind the eye, we're going to tie this off with 3 wraps of your thread, and then you're going to cut off the tag end. And next, what you're going to want to do is take your clear plastic and bring it all the way up to the front and tie it off. Make sure it's centered on the back here. And then take 3 or 4 wraps around and cut off. Actually, fold back this part so it's not over the eye of the hook with 2 wraps, and then cut off that tag end. Make sure there's no excess. It's always going to be a little bit, but we'll figure that out later. And then you're going to take your monofilament and then wrap it with 3 or 4 good wraps around your shell back here. I think I'm going to do 4. Yeah, 4 is good. 4 or 5. And then you're going to tie that off at the end here with 2 or 3 wraps. Actually, hang on, I'm going to redo that. Oh, I'm struggling. Alright, now we're just going to tie that off right behind the eye of the hook. And now what we're going to do is cut off the tag end of that. And then we're going to grab our whip finish tool and finish it right off. And there you have it. That is the ostrich scud. Now keep in mind, you don't have to use a clear plastic bag for the back here. You can also use UV resin. I was thinking about it, but I changed my mind because it's a little bit easier and it looks a little bit cleaner as well. Leave a comment, like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching. This is Travis from Swift River Fly Tying.